All right, guys, we are officially live here. We're going to have some background noise today. We got a lot of commotion going on here. We got a pretty busy day. As you can see by the set behind me, we've got we've got something going on here today. You guys might be able to guess what that is. We're getting ready to celebrate a little baby shower here, a little MEK into the world. So it's going to look a little bit different today. But we are coming at you live because, well, we want to stay consistent. And that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to talk about setting targets. So this way here, you can really reach your goals and be able to get results a lot easier and be less distracted. Yesterday, we talked about distractions. We talked about how to avoid the shiny objects, how to really stay focused on what we're trying to achieve, and really how to stay the course. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. I've got about maybe 20 minutes. We can go ahead and we can jam on this topic for a little while. Wanted to welcome some of you that are tuning in here, that I'm seeing you guys come on. I know it's Saturday, so there could be some Saturday plans that you guys have. I had a pretty funny thing happen to me yesterday, which I think I should probably share with you. I was really disappointed, super disappointed yesterday. We celebrated our birthdays yesterday, because we have a lot of July birthdays. And I'll share with you guys here in a minute what happened to me. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to get over that. So I'm going to let you guys know that in a minute. What's up, Justin? How you doing? I know you're in Australia, so it's pretty late over there. What's up, morning brand rockers? What's up, James? Good morning to you, brother. How you doing? Salama's in the house. What's up, Salama? How are you? Grace, happy Saturday to you as well. Have fun with the baby shower. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I'm going to do a little pan here of the room. Look at that. A lot of work yesterday. Not me, actually. It was me maybe helping maybe 1%. A lot of work there. Look at that set. Isn't that beautiful? Look at it. It's a pretty nice looking set. What's up, Derek from Atlanta? What's up, man? How you doing? Jennifer, good morning to you as well. Rebecca, how are you doing? Gio's in the house. What's up, Gio? How you doing, my man? I'm doing well. Doesn't it look like I'm doing well? Look at that. I'm surrounded in pink right here. Yeah. Gio says, wait, whoa, who's baby? Where have you been, Gio? My daughter, Alexis, and her husband, Cameron, they're having a baby girl. The pink kind of gave it away. Yeah, she's due in August. So, so Scott's going to be a grandfather, also known as Pop Pop. What's up, Ashley? How are you? Good morning. Looks like a great baby shower is about to happen. Yes, it's going to be amazing. And we're super excited. I think we got about 40-ish, maybe 50-ish people showing up virtually. Good morning, Karen. Little girls are the best. Yeah, I got a couple of them. What's up, Salama? Looks amazing. Your wife is very creative. Yes, she is. I will give her that credit because she deserves it. Gios has been heads down checking off my to-do list. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, cool. So what we're going to do here, guys, thanks, Gio. I appreciate that. What we're going to do here today is we are going to talk about setting targets. I think it's really, really important that in order to get results, we have to have targets. We have to have a target that we're shooting for. I mean, think about it. If you're going to go out there and aim at a target and you're going to throw a ball at it, or if you're going to shoot at it with a gun or a bow and arrow, whatever, right? If you have a target, we have something to aim for. We have a much greater chance of hitting that versus just a buckshot, right? So we always want to think about what are the targets that we're aiming for. Now, sometimes what people do is they aim for this giant target, right? They're like, oh, I want to aim at this whole, this target of this massive thing that I want to achieve. We need to get more granular. We need to break it down so we have a narrow target and one that's more focused on the tasks to get us to the big thing, right? To get us to the actual place that we're trying to arrive at, right? And that could be just a project that we're figuring out what are the steps in order to get there, right? So I used an example yesterday. We're testing something right now in some Facebook ads and a digital product. We're actually taking some old assets and we're bringing new life to them. And then we're going to be targeting a brand new audience And then we're going to be focusing on getting people to see that stuff, right? So that's a project. The goal is to convert that into an offer that turns into profitability by running ads to it. Like that's the goal, right? And then from there, the goal is, can we scale it? But in order to get there, we got to actually see what is the target. Well, the first target is, can we get 100 people to see this? And after 100 people see it, what are the results? So now let's take it a step back. What do we need in order to get that thing even started and even launched? What do we need? What are the assets that we need to build? Or what are the things that we need to create in order to get that thing in motion, right? So instead of looking at the big, giant picture, you need to be able to look at the project or let's call it the goal, and then create projects inside of that goal. All right. So for us, it was like, okay, before we can even run an ad, we need a lead magnet. Okay. And in that lead magnet, from there, we need a thank you page. From there, we need an email follow-up that's going to deliver the asset and follow up with those people, right? And we need a thank you page that's going to allow them to say, hey, we just sent you your digital item. Now go get it. And before you do, here's an offer for you, right? And then we also needed an order bump that we wanted to put in place. So all of those pieces got to be built before we can actually run it, right? And then once we get those built, now we can run it. Now what the next part of it is, okay, is there any other lead magnets we should be testing? Or is it the right audience? We don't know yet, right? Because we haven't ran those tests. But we are creating the kind of like the small target to get to the bigger target. So let me ask you guys really quickly. Are you setting too big of targets? Are you feeling though you don't have a direct target? You're just kind of like, yeah, I just want to build a business online, right? Are you specific enough? Because I know yesterday we talked about getting more really focused and being less distracted. Well, the way to do that is to set targets and then aim at the target. And then this way here, you're not like, oh, I'm going to aim over here because it's fun and there's a new target over here. No, we want to go after that target because we set the target and that's where we're going, right? So I just want to know from you guys that are on here live, or even if you're watching this later on the replay, you guys can comment down below. Let me know, what are you setting targets towards right now? Or are you at all, right? So answer that question. I'd love to know. Justin says, Scott, where's your coffee? It's right here, man. We got coffee today. Come on. You know better than that. Right there. Same mug. All right, cool. So let's see here. All right. I'm just trying to see in the comments here. It looks like we might be a little bit delayed, but that's fine. So here we go. Okay, Salma, how are you deciding which brand to create a list by running ads or organic content only, testing different ways? Well, the first thing that you got to ask yourself is this brand that you're building, okay, is that something that's the long tail? Okay, is it the, and what are your long-term and short-term goals? I wouldn't probably start building a brand if all I was doing was trying to build this little mini digital funnel. I probably wouldn't do that. I want the long tail on that. Now, in this case, and I can't share all the details right now, but in this case, we're going back to some stuff that we did years ago. We're bringing it back to the surface. We're repositioning it to a different market, and we're going to try to get that to be profitable. And we're probably going to start building content on the back end, right? The other brand that we're building inside of Brand Creators Academy started with just content. And the idea was, can we build that out for the next 12 months? Target is in 12 months, we want to get that property, that piece of real estate, that online piece of real estate to $1,000 per month. That's the target. What's all the components to get there? That's what we need to decide, right? So what is it? We want to have at least 100 articles created in the next 6 months. So what's that look like? Reverse it back. How many articles is that per week? And then just do the math. It's really basic math though. All right. So how do we decide if we're going to start running ads or, well, number one, if we don't have any digital assets yet, then we have to build them. And I talked about this yesterday, the day before, and I've been talking about it quite often here. A great way to do this is to plan out 10 pieces of content that could become a digital guide, an ebook, right? So then plan that out. Post number one is step one. Post number 2 is step 2. And then you keep building that out. And then when you get done, you now got a digital asset. Now we can go and say, okay, let's start running ads to our digital asset. Because if you're running paid ads and you don't have a way to bring money back in the door within the first 30 days, you're going to go broke. You got to be able to take that ad money and bring it into an ad campaign, but then be able to get money back in the door, or at least have a plan that you're going to get money back in the door, right? Because it's going to be, expensive if you don't do that. So you got to have a way to bring that money back in the door. Gio, let me see here. Get back to you. Had to chunk down into small projects to do what you said. Yes, chunk it down. Write that down. Chunk it down. You have to break these things down into small mini projects. And then people say, well, Scott, what do I, and there goes Lily by. What are those chunks? What are the pieces? Well, you got to know what is the thing that you're driving towards. And then we reverse it back. Then we chunk it down, right? Each chunk becomes part of your weekly tasks, right? So what is the weekly tasks for next week? Well, that depends on what you need to do in order to get the next thing, to its place of, completion. Let's see. Gio, hard part is being patient for the results. It is, right? And that I think the biggest thing here is if you are building out a content site, it will take time. It's going to take 3 to 6 months. If you add Pinterest to it, which we've done Pinterest training as well, that can speed up that process because we can get organic traffic there quicker, but we want to then, build on the blog content. But the third component here is building that list. And if you build that list with a paid offer, okay, a free to a paid offer, we can speed this process up. And that's exactly what we're testing right now. But so I would say, figuring out that content piece, and then from there, strategically thinking about how can I create a digital product, not a big one, an ebook of some kind. How can I create that from the content that I'm already creating? And that would be like the best mix, because now we have a content site that's being built. It's going to take 6 to 12 months before we start seeing traffic. We're going to be building some Pinterest assets that are going to drive traffic back to our blog and start getting some traffic there, right? And then the third thing is building that email list. And there's a variety of different ways you can do it. But one cool way of doing it is to put out a lead magnet, a checklist, or some type of free guide that delivers a result. And then on the back end of that, on the thank you page, we can sell them a digital guide from those pieces of content that we've already created on our website. So that would be the process, right? So now how do we build all that? That's where we come down to the targets, right? And we got to figure out those targets. What's up, Winston? Good morning, man. How are you? How's the podcast going? Grace, my target is to use video consistently for my new professional organization business. And that's great. And, Grace, I think you also said that you do still have a full-time job. And so your target right now is to only focus on the video because that's all the time that you have, right? But I would be strategic with what you're putting out. Could you turn that into something that could be potentially a paid product? So what would your ebook look like if you were to ever have one? And then reverse those steps back and then go, video number 1 is this, video 2 is this. And you can actually create a video training now because you have that asset. Or you can just take it, have it transcribed, turn it into an ebook, turn it into blog content. But because you do have limited time and it seems like you're comfortable with video, then go with that, right? That's your target and just go for it. Stay focused on that. Justin, I set achievable goals. Example, publish 10,000 words per week for 12 months. I love it. Great goals. Great goals. Rebecca, I hope to grow my blog as well as my physical product site. Awesome. And one will feed the other. So keep at that, right? Stay focused. But what is going to get you more growth on the blog? That would be the question, right? What is going to get you more attention on the physical product side? That would be the question. And then we have to build in what are the projects that are going to allow that to happen. Let's see. Derek, I'm setting up my goal to finish building out my website and my content. And that's fine. It's kind of broad, right? That is the big target. But now what is that smaller target, right? So for me, it's like, is the website built yet? It is? Okay, cool. Now what? First piece of content, right? And then you start to go through that process. That becomes your small targets to the big target, right? But you got to have those targets. Gio, is 12 months your typical target, Scott? Yes, to actually give, and I think Salama, you had said this yesterday. What time frame? When do you know when it's time to pivot? When do you know that it might not be working? I got to give it a solid 12 months before I'm going to, have any type of, thoughts as far as, is it working? Is it not working? Did I really give it my all? Right now, if you're running ads, paid traffic, we're going to know pretty quickly. I just had a conversation this morning with my wife and my daughter and even my son-in-law. And I'm like, listen, we have to give this thing time. You can't, even on Facebook ad, you can't just say after 24 hours, oh, it's not working. It's like Facebook has to go through its learning phase. Like there's a learning phase inside of the paid ad campaign that's being run. And we have to give that time. And then we have to tweak and we have to do, new targets on those audiences and the interest and all of those things. So there is still time there, but it's a shorter window because we're getting traffic like immediately, right? Then we can start to tweak with organic stuff. We need to give that time. So 12 months, yes, that is the time where I'm going to reevaluate. I'm going to go, number one, did we do everything that we said we were going to do to build this thing as much as we can? And is it worth us continuing because we reached our somewhat goal, right? Like, and for me, it's $1,000 per month. Like I want that to be a piece of rental property that if I back off in 12 months, it's going to bring me in $1,000 per month. And I can kind of just set it and put it in maintenance mode, right? That would be great. And then I can go and build another one if I want to. Or I can look at this and go, oh, you know what? If we just tweak this a little bit, we can get this to $2,000 or $3,000. Let's focus more on this. Or maybe we turn it into $10,000 a month. Who knows? We'll know more after the 12 months, right? But if you just do it for 3 months and you're like, I'm not really getting any traffic, I think I want to stop. You just haven't given it enough time, and how much have you been, providing, as far as assets and build and all of that stuff. So I'd have to evaluate that for you. I'd have to be like, well, listen, you did one post a week and some of them you only did like 500 words. So you just kind of did it to do it, but it wasn't really, a great blog post, right? Did you give it 100% of your effort? We can all look in the mirror and go, okay, we didn't lose as much weight or we didn't gain as much muscle, but did I really put in the work that I was supposed to, right? If you did, then you're like, something isn't working. We got to fix something, right? You got to give it that time. Derek, build up lead magnets to get emails for organic traffic from Pinterest and other social media platforms. I think that's saying that's what you're wanting to do. And I think that's great. But again, if we look at the website and the blog, what are we doing there that we could also be building an asset that we could potentially turn into lead magnet or potentially turn into a digital product down the line, right? So that's kind of that mindset that I'd like people to start shifting to. Winston, it's going great. Trying to grow it, creating content. That's what you got to do, man. I think if any of you have heard my story, like I recorded over 50 episodes before I made a dime on the podcast. So, you got to put in the time, guys. It's all about putting in the time. Gio, my wife and kids are starting to get familiar with Scott's voice, just like it's Good Morning America crew. That's awesome. Cool. So hopefully I don't get too tiring of that, or they don't get too tired of hearing me. Salma, what budget do you recommend for Facebook ads to get traction with limited budget? Well, that's the thing too, right, guys? I personally feel if you have a limited budget, meaning like I can only spend $5 a day, can you do it? Yes, it's going to be really slow and you're not going to be able to really get a true scalability of the market. So that's why, again, I would start with what I just said, create the blog content and then turn that into a digital asset. But you need the digital asset in order to make the other thing work. You can spend a lot of money on Facebook ads before you figure something out. So you just got to be careful there. How different should the ebook content differ to the blog content? Not much at all, right? I don't have it here with me today, guys, but you guys know Brand Creators Playbook. That all resides within the podcast somewhere, right? Now, did I take that ebook and, edit it and add screenshots and all that stuff? 100%. Yeah, I did. But you can still find the information over here. People are willing to pay for it being packaged up, right? So don't think that you have to make this totally different and separate. You don't have to. What's the most you would recommend to charge for an ebook? Probably like $19.99. I've sold them for $19.99. But I would say I think the the happy medium is probably something around $9.99, $14.99, even $4.99. But if it's $4.99, we want to be able to have some type of bump on that offer. So we want to have something like a $14.99 offer, or maybe a maybe a $19 offer, or even a $37 or a $27 offer. So for our example, if you purchase Brand Creator's playbook, it's $4.99. You also have the opportunity to buy the audio version for $14.99. So you can add that to your order. You don't have to, but you can. And then on the bump, as we call it, that would be the masterclass, which on the masterclass is basically me going through 5 examples of 5 different markets, showing you how I do the niche drill down. And that's, I think right now, it's between $27 and $37 for whatever we're charging for it. Originally, though, and not even originally, if you buy it separately, it's $99. So we're giving a huge discount on that. What happened to yesterday? What do you mean yesterday? We were here yesterday. We were here yesterday. What do you mean? Gio, Scott, my 7-year-old twins want to start selling stuff online now because of you. It's great to see them want to take charge of their financial destiny at this age. That's crazy. Yeah, have them start selling stuff on eBay. You can just list it for them. And actually, I talked about that. I'm going to leave you guys with this. I talked about this yesterday. Someone said, what's the quickest way to make some money? The easiest way is to flip stuff. So just take today or tomorrow and go clean out your bedroom, your closet, your basement, your attic, whatever. If you don't have one to clear out, ask one of your parents, ask one of your friends, hey, let me clear out your basement and I'll split the profits with you. And then just take another hour or 2 and list everything on eBay. Like if that's all you did, just pretend you're having a garage sale. Like if you did that, you will make money, and it's stuff you already have, and you'll also clear out some stuff in your house. So that's an easy way. Salama, thank you for reminding me. Yes, something did happen. I will leave you with this. I was disappointed yesterday, like crazy disappointed. Okay. So my birthday is July 30th. My daughter's is July 6th. And then let's see, my wife's is June 27th. Glad I got that right. Is Cameron's in July too? I forget.
Cameron's July 15th.
July 15th. Sorry, Cameron, I didn't remember yours.
That's okay.
It's okay. July 15th. Anybody else I'm missing?
April 16th, but we already know that.
Yeah, April 16th on Scotty's, but we're not celebrating his because we already did that. He already had like Scotty has like a week-long birthday for himself. So here's what happened. So my daughter, Alexis, who's really a really good cook and a baker and all of that, like really good. So she's like, Dad, I'm gonna make you a carrot cake because I know you love carrot cake. I'm like, awesome, I can't wait. And I was literally looking forward to biting into that piece of carrot cake. And she's actually listening right now, so I'm gonna make her feel even more guilty about what she did to me. This was terrible, right? It was actually really funny, and it's something I would have done, but it was great. So we sit down, we're at the table, and she made, what was it? Banana pudding. She made a cheesecake, and she made a carrot cake for Dad. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good, right? So it's this picture, it was not a picture. It was a cake, kind of really tall, but really kind of narrow, but it was nice. And she's like, all right, go ahead. You start. So I'm like, all right, we sang happy birthday to everyone. And I take the big knife and I slide it down. And then I go, should I do one more cut? And my son-in-law, Cameron's like, yeah, do another one. So I cut it down. I go, oh, listen to that. I can hear the nuts in it. Because, a lot of times they put that, or the carrots, or, there's some chunkiness in there. And I'm like, this is great. This is going to be amazing. So I cut down, and I'm literally tasting this carrot cake that I'm going to be ripping into here, right? So I take it and I flop the one piece over on my plate because I want to take the first piece. Well, I found out that it wasn't carrot cake. It was basically probably just a mix from, I don't know, Betty Crocker, a vanilla cake. And inside of this cake, there was broccoli and eggs, because there's a joke around here that I eat that just about every single day. And they think it's hysterical. So the gag was on me that I thought I was going to eat some carrot cake, but I actually was supposed to eat a cake with egg and broccoli inside of this cake. And it was literally disgusting. Like, I would not eat that in a cake, especially like 2 days old. But they thought it was hysterical. They were laughing their heads off. I was actually pretty amused, but I got to be honest, I was disappointed. I literally was tasting the carrot cake that I was going to be consuming. And you know what? I didn't even have it come in and go, oh, Dad, that was just a joke. Here's the carrot cake. Wasn't even there. Didn't even have the carrot cake. So I went without yesterday. But it's okay, because this story will live on. And I've taught my kids well, because that is something I totally would have done. And it was amazing. And I loved every minute of it. And I know that I'll still get a carrot cake for my real birthday. I think I will. Actually, my wife's listening, and she's going to get me that carrot cake. So yeah, so that was the story yesterday of what I was so excited about. And then my dreams were shattered with a cake that was filled with broccoli and egg, which was disgusting. So that was my little, I got really excited.
Tomorrow you can tell them how they redeemed themselves.
Okay, so my wife just said tomorrow I can tell you how they redeemed themselves, and they did, actually. That's right. There is a story. They got me something which is crazy, and you know what? I'll share it here tomorrow. So you guys are going to want to come back here tomorrow. I'll do a Sunday coffee talk, and I'll show you the thing that they actually got for me, which is amazing. I never expected this in a million years, and totally am excited to share it with everyone. So tomorrow I'll share that. I'm going to actually hold it here, and you guys can see it for the first time, and then I'll be sharing it with everyone else. Got a birthday party behind you. How soon would you use paid ads for podcasts? Yes, I do have a party, a baby shower we're doing today. My daughter Alexis and her husband Cameron. We're celebrating that today with about 40 plus people on a virtual baby shower. This here is the set and all of the gifts behind us. So how would I promote paid ads for a podcast? Here's what I would do. Number one, you're not going to be able to see a return on investment on that, only that your audience is going to grow. So you're really going to be using money to just get attention. And the only way I would do that is if you had a way to monetize the podcast, however you were doing that. It may be too soon to do that. If you were driving people to you as, getting listeners, and you had something like I do, like a brand creator's playbook that could turn into a potential customer, or joining Brand Creators Academy, which, by the way, July 6th, mark your calendar. If you're not part of Brand Creators Academy, you might want to become one of our members, because we do open only 4 times a year, and we are opening July 6th. So make sure you mark that calendar. But honestly, a good way of doing that would be taking one of your episodes with a guest that you know has an audience, and then running retargeting ads or targeting their audience with clips of your podcast. That's how I would do it. All right. And then let's see here. Ashley, my goal is to post 3 blog posts per week and start posting 2 videos per week by end of July as well. Yes. And remember yesterday, Ashley, we talked about doing a separate brand. That's why we don't want to do a separate brand yet. You got a lot of work to do right here. Gio says, sweet July babies. Yes. We had a lot of birthdays too in June and July. Derek says, wow, my birthday's July 29th. Salomon, nice. Grace is laughing into tears. Got punked. Yes, I did, Winston. Yes, I did. Mike, LOL. Wow, I eat broccoli and eggs every morning as well. Save me a piece. It's disgusting, man. I need mine lathered in butter, some nice butter.
We're gonna release the video.
Oh, really?
We should do it.
Oh, yeah, we might release the video, I guess. My son just said we should probably release that. You guys want to see that video of me cutting into that piece of cake and seeing my reaction? Maybe we can post that. Derek, broccoli is the best food to have, but not in the cake. LOL. That is true. Okay, she should make you a carrot cake now. LOL. Yeah, that's what I said. Did you hear that out there? No. Rebecca, that's hysterical and funny. Your family has a great sense of humor. Yes, they do. Let's see. Bet that was disgusting cake. Bet they will surprise you. Maybe. Listen, that went immediately in the garbage, by the way. Perfect. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna run today. Like I said, we've got a big day here because we've got a baby shower to put on, and I'm super excited about that. And if you guys didn't know, her name is MEK. That is the new baby. And yes, I am going to be a grandfather, also known as Pop Pop. So anyway, guys, if you want to come back tomorrow, we are going to be doing probably more of a mindset piece tomorrow. And I'm also going to be sharing that thing that I received yesterday, which I'm really excited about. And we'll just hang out and really get our week ready to kick off. Because I do believe that we need to prep for any week that we have coming up. And tomorrow I'll help you guys do that. And we'll get ready. We'll get out there and make it happen. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.